Hello and welcome to this episode of the Diverge Podcast. It's the last one from the 2025 Momentum Medical Scheme Cape Pioneer presented by Biogen. Recapping the race because I stuffed up and didn't record audio, recorded video but no audio for stage 3 and 4, and then stage 5 just got away from me. This is 3 and 1, the final 3 stages. Probably not decisive 3 stages, because I think on reflection stage 1 was probably the decisive stage, but it is nonetheless the recap on the end of the week and how the race was won by Tristan and Travis Stedman, as well as by Vera and Samantha Sanders. So let's dive right into it. Stage 3 was a transition stage from Louvain to Oudtshoorn. Historically, it's been an easier day with lots of gravel roads. This year, that certainly wasn't the case. It was a pretty tough day out. Probably about 85% really rocky dual track, jeep track. Lots of sand, lots of dust, lots and lots and lots of rocks. And for Arno du Toit and Keagan Bontekoning, that meant a puncture. Arno punctured shortly after they had lost contact with the favourites group, leaving a water point at about 44 kilometres in the first feed zone. Tristan attacked as they went through a water crossing shortly after that feed zone, and Keagan was caught out further down the group. Michael Foster had stopped as well at the feed zone. He hadn't made it back to the group yet. There was just a bit of a lull. Tristan got annoyed and and attacked as they crossed the river and went up a little bit of a kicker. And the insect science team never made it back on. They ended up leading the second group in the chase, and Arno then punctured a few kilometers later. Put a tube in, that punctured almost straight away. Then they got caught by their development team, their insect science Kings of Neon Academy riders, Andre van Rooyen and Ruan Portrig, caught up with them. They took a tube initially from them, and then eventually, when that punctured about 3 kilometers later, they took a wheel from them, left the youngsters to do a lot of walking on the day. In total, Ruan ended up going ahead of Andre to the final feed zone, and then coming back while Andre walked through Chandelier, and Ruan ended up riding 117 kilometers rather than the 98 everybody else did. So it just gives you a bit of an idea of how much extra those two ended up having to do. Meanwhile, Insect Science defended. At one stage, it looked like they might lose their third place overall to Summer Place Racing's Herman Free and Ignatius de Prayer, but they managed to defend their spot on the road, end up losing about 12 minutes to the stage winners. But by that stage, their GC tilt was probably over anyway, but kept their losses to 9 minutes to Summer Place Racing, and they had started the day with a 16.5 minute buffer. So they still hang on to third there quite comfortably, and though it was a needlessly stressful day. At the front of the race, the top 3 teams on the day had managed to establish quite a gap on the chasing group, and they were the top 2 general classification teams of Toyota Imbuco Specialized Chem Champ and Honeycomb 226s, and then Paiga Eurostil. Michael Foster had managed to ride his way back to that group, and they then set up for a sprint finish, and the Honeycomb 226s took it on the line. Travis Stedman of the Toyota part of that Imbuco Chem Champ super team, he crossed the line first, but Mark Pritson and Wessel Botha manoeuvred themselves to be ahead of both Tristan Nortje, Jaden Chalo and Michael Foster on that. Some really smart racing there by those two. And they took the stage win, their first stage win of the 2025 Cape Pioneer. So here are those post-stage interviews starting with the day's winner, Wessel Botha, one of the day's winners, Wessel Botha, and then going on to Tristan, Travis, Michael Foster, and of course Arno du Toit, who had suffered that puncture earlier.
Wessel, good couple of days in the Cape Pioneer, but today finally got that stage win. That's still very, very good.
Yeah, we had 2 seconds in a row now, so yeah, good to stick the stage win, and yeah, it was a proper day. I think the route is much harder than previous years, a lot more rugged, rocky, and yeah, I think me and Mark really enjoyed it after today.
How's that going to set things up for tomorrow with that accumulated fatigue now, 3 really rocky days and then the Swartberg Pass coming up?
Yeah, no, it's for sure. I think today or tomorrow will be the deciding day. You never really know how your legs are going to respond after 3 days of racing, and with Swartberg Pass being at the end of a stage, it's really, it's going to be a tough test. But yeah, I think me and Mark have been building throughout the days, and tomorrow we're going to go all in.
And you've had some good experiences, good memories there on the top of Swartberg as well.
Yeah, I've gone up there a few times now and know what to expect. Just going to have to tell Mark to dig deep. That's all advice I can give him, but yeah, it's going to be like a
3.5 minutes to the guys in yellow. Do you think you can take it back tomorrow?
It's been done before. We're definitely going to give it our best shot. And yeah, with Cape Pioneer, you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, just need to stay on it and yeah, give it a proper go.
Tristan, you say you enjoyed that day?
Yeah, I think it was quite a cool day. We all expected a day like the past years from Louvain to Oudtshoorn, but yeah, it was completely a different day. It was just cheap track and yeah, quite rough, and then chandelier, and yeah, so it was exciting 100 k's of racing.
An exciting 100 k's, but still came down to a sprint finish. What happened there that no one got away?
Yeah, I think at the first water point, we were always still together, and I looked back and I saw people who just thought they couldn't go split, and it was actually just on a flat downhill, and me, myself, and Nico and boys forced a split, and yeah, we got away from the group, and then eventually Biogen also joined, and then we all just rolled to the finish. Then actually, we didn't try to get away because we have enough time, so yeah, ended up in a sprint, and I think we got second.
And then looking ahead to tomorrow, the Queen stage, Swartberg Pass should really suit yourself and Travis, but Mark and Wessel are good climbers as well.
Yeah, exactly. Swartberg is a big day, so yeah, anything can happen, but we both like the long climbing, and yeah, Travis likes the smoother climbing roads where you can just stand and power, so yeah, I think I'm going to have to hang on tomorrow.
Travis, it's been a bit of a baptism by a rock at the Cape Pioneer for you.
Yeah, it's been really different. Feels like I'm back at the atop again, but yeah, getting used to it day by day, and feels like the sand is getting a little bit less and a little bit more rocky, so enjoying that a bit more than the previous days.
What was today like up there?
Yeah, it was quite a fast start, so it was really hard from the start going up that first climb. It was really loose rocks and kind of had to just find yourself there and get into a rhythm, but once we got going, it felt a lot more comfortable and got into a group of 3-4 of us, and then yeah, just carried on the day and just got through it.
And then with Pyga and Honeycomb, you guys got away. Then it became quite tactical. It kind of looked like it was going to be a sprint from what, like 30 kilometers out already.
Yeah, I think once we saw that we had a big enough gap, we kind of just kept rolling through. I think everyone's trying to hold back a little bit just going into tomorrow, so got a bit defensive towards the end, but yeah, everyone was thinking about the sprint and kind of just getting ready for that.
Have you raced over Swartberg Pass yet?
I've come from the other side, so I know what to kind of expect going down it, but yeah, I think it's going to be quite a hard one tomorrow, but yeah, really excited for it.
Michael, tell us about that first climb out of Louvain. It was really rocky and rough up there.
Yeah, quite a few guys jumped off the bike and walked a little bit. I was one of them. Luckily, we got back on and managed to ride up, but it was quite a climb. You had to watch your front wheel and make sure you don't hit a loose rock and get out of balance.
And going down the other side was obviously just as stressful because it's also really rocky and
it was quite sharp rocks. It looked like down there. So yeah, you've got to keep your eyes open and kind of watch for the rocks that are flying from the other guys in front of you. But it was good. Quite a lot of fun going down there. I haven't had like much fun here with all the rocks. It's quite sketchy, so you get a bit scared. But yeah, luckily today it was all fun. So
And then going through that feed zone, you got a bit separated from Jaden and the other two top teams that managed to get away there. What happened there? And tell us about that phase.
I just stopped. I wanted to take 2 bottles there, so I stopped. Took my time. Took 2 bottles. Took some gels. I didn't realize that the guys kind of attacked off the sort of when they went through the river, just off from the exit. So that kind of left me a little bit in the loose, but I just brought it back slowly. Didn't burn too many matches there. Luckily they were burning matches as well because they I think try to get away from me. So but not too bad.
Then into Chandelier, which you guys know from the Atop. It's always rough in there as well, and some really steep climbs at the end, but nobody managed to get away.
Yeah, once I saw that now we're basically doing Atop backwards, the first sort of 5 days, got confident and went on the front, tried to make it hard on the climbs. Even on the downhills, those ones also super fun. But couldn't really shake the guys. Everyone was on good form and super strong today, so it was a good battle.
And then coming into the finish here, how did the sprint play out?
It was I started trying to break the guys at the top going up to I think there's a reservoir up the hill. But it kind of stuck together, and then Jaden was sort of at the back of the group, so I didn't want to make a gap and kind of destroy my teammate as well. So we just came back together on the tar road. Then obviously it's quite hard to make a break and start sprinting from like 2K out, so we just stayed together. Then I didn't know which way to go, so I just decided let's make it fast. So kind of started the sprint, and then the guys came past me. Luckily, through the school, once I got to the school, it was quite a bun fight to get spacing and around the corners. Almost went into the stop sign. But it was a good sprint, good battle for us.
Looking forward to tomorrow when you guys are out of the GC battle, but stage wins obviously a main focus now.
Yeah, stage wins today. Narrowly missed it, but tomorrow we'll go again on the next day.
I know you guys made life difficult for yourselves today.
Yeah, it wasn't the plan exactly. The start was quite hard up that rocky climb, but we managed to get back on the descent. And it was quite calm actually after that, up to the first water point, and it split up there. But Keagan missed it, so I had to sit up and wait for him. And as we settled into a rhythm in the second group, I think it was about 44 k's in, just a freak accident and a rock sliced my side all completely open. Immediately realized the plug wasn't going to fix that. We also lost our second team with Jan and Alan, with Alan having a tummy bug. So Jan couldn't help us. He was right there, but he had to carry on. I patched the tire on the inside, put a tube in, checked for forwards, but I don't think I checked thoroughly enough, and the first tube just went straight flat. At that point, our Kings of Neon Academy lighties arrived, luckily. Didn't want to take a wheel from them immediately, so we used their tube, got it going, rolling for about 2 or 3 kilometers, working with them, and then the tube was just going flat. I think there's too many thorns in that valley. And they say big thanks to them, and they gave the wheel to us, and we could carry on riding and keep the third spot on GC.
Third on GC now. How do you reset and look ahead at the rest of the race? That kind of, that's now cost you 9 minutes or so. Thoroughly sort of out of the battle for first and second. Do you refocus now and try to get a stage win over the next 2 days?
Yeah, I mean, an incident like that just shows that anything can happen. We saw this Biogen on day one. It's really unfortunate, and it does mix up the racing. It opens up other opportunities possibly. So we'll be quite far back on first and second now, but the main priority will be to keep our third spot. But if there's other opportunities, we will definitely try to capitalize.
The women's race on the day was also a bit of drama there in the women's race. A big group had come together early on The first climb sort of broke it up, and then it all came back together as Vera Lauser and Samantha Saunders tried to control the race for their teammates Sarah Hill and Steph Wohlters. Steph then had a fall, which she talks about quite extensively, a silly fall definitely, and that then caused her to eventually sort of have that drop, that energy drop that you normally have after a fall. You know, your adrenaline spikes and you're feeling on top of the world, and then it dips and you run out of energy. So they lost time there. They were in quite a close battle initially with Danielle Stradom and Bianca Hall for second place. And stage 3 was kind of the day when they slipped out of contention for that, and then became apparent that the best that they were going to be able to do was third overall in the 2025 Pioneer. On the day, though, Frances Janssen van Rensburg and Rachel Seaman had a good day. They ended up finishing third, their first podium position of the race, and it's obviously great to see Frances Janssen van Rensburg back racing at the sharp end after taking time off the bike to have her first child, her son. So yeah, really cool to see her back and getting back up there to full racing shape. Meanwhile, Vera and Sam managed to get away, put the hammer down towards the end of the day. So they rode into their third victory of the week, followed home by Bianca Hall and Danielle Stradom. So that sort of set the trend, really. The women's race kind of became less interesting, I think it's fair to say, after that. But nonetheless, there were battles within battles, and maybe not positions to race for, but yeah, performances to try to, performance goals to try to tick there. So important nonetheless for those women. After the stage, we spoke to Vera Lauser, Vera Lauser and Samantha Saunders, the stage winners. I spoke to Danielle Stradom, who was feeling better day by day, and of course to Frances Janssen van Rensburg and Rachel Seaman. And then when they got home, I had a chat to Sarah Hill about their day as well, and the fall that Steph suffered.
Vera, you enjoyed today?
Yeah, I quite liked it. I must say I got a little bit homesick. It was a little bit like Namibia out there. So yeah, it was a good day for us.
Really rocky. You had to be on it all the time, focused all the time, and you like that type of riding?
Yeah, I do. That middle section over those rocks, I actually said to Sam later, it's like, you actually have to ride them with some power on the pedals, otherwise it's not fun, you're just bouncing around. But we were going quite well there and pushing hard, and then it was super fun. And then, yeah, eventually I had a little puncture that threw us back a bit. But I think we came back strong, and yeah, it was actually a quicker day than I expected. It was long, but quick.
How do you maintain focus in a situation like you're in at the moment, where the GC gap is pretty big, but obviously you want to win every day, and you want to keep the momentum going?
I guess it's not easy. I think about future races, and I say the harder I push now, the easier the training will be for them.
Sam, tell us about the riding out there today. It was really rocky, really dusty, and completely different transition stage to Oudtshoorn from previous years.
It was really rocky, really rough. Just the way I like it, actually. But wow, the stage compared to the previous stage is really fun. It's quite fast, so I really enjoyed it. I think it was a good change.
Racing wise, how did it all play out?
Racing wise, we tried to help our team, our second team today, to sort of maintain their second position in GC. So yeah, try to control the pace and keep it all together in the beginning, and then somewhere it just split apart, and Vera and I were, we have to also look after our lead. So it's just the way it happened today. And then we had some admin, quick puncture. But we stayed calm, got it sorted, and got back on the bike. But yeah, Bianca and Danny had a really a good day out today. They were quite close behind us.
Tell us about that and like your experience now as a racer, being able to deal with the puncture efficiently, quickly, not getting stressed out. Obviously, it's been a race where punctures have played quite a big role, but just being able to do it well really helps.
Yeah, so I think preparation is key. So in terms of knowing where your stuff is on your bike and what you need, and Vera had the plugs, she knew exactly where they were. We had the bomb. So, preparing everything on your bike so you know exactly where it is to sort of just grab and go. But yes, staying calm is very important. Otherwise, you just end up fumbling and dropping and it ends up taking forever. So I suppose, yes, experience and wisdom saved us, yeah.
And then looking ahead to tomorrow, the Swartberg Pass is always formidable. It's going to be another tough day on the bike.
Yeah, for sure. Swartberg, for me, I don't mind climbing rocky stuff, technical stuff where you're constantly engaged and dynamic. Swartberg, you sit and you watch that top, which never comes. But yeah, we'll give it gas.
Danielle, another good day for you guys, slowly but surely getting stronger and stronger every day.
Yeah, thanks, Seamus. Today I actually got some good sensations going again for the first time since we started. So it was really good day. Still tough. It was a long day out. Sorry, as you could hear, and interesting routes. So it was some fast flowing sections, but the terrain and the sand definitely caught up to the people, including myself. But yeah, all in all, good day, and happy I could have a good day for myself as well.
Sam and Vera were both saying that rocky terrain, you kind of need to ride it at a good pace. So it kind of forces you to stay on it the whole day.
Yeah, definitely. Now you need that momentum to carry you over the rocks, and the only way you'll get that is to be going faster. So I think that's what also made us or pushed us to keep going and to keep a good pace. But yeah, again, Bianca looked after me so nicely, and she could kind of put the pace down, and I could just hang on, and that's how we managed to secure our second.
And moving up second on GC as well. Be really happy with that.
Oh yes, very happy with that. Steph, I know, had a bit of a big fall. I'm glad to see she's okay. So, but it is nice for us that we could move up in the GC because we did work hard for it, and looking forward to what the rest of the week has.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow and that massive climb up Swartberg Pass.
Oh goodness me, yeah. I've had good days and bad days on that one, so hopefully tomorrow is another good day.
Rachel, you guys have been sort of there and thereabouts all week, but to come away with a podium on the longest day of the race, you must be really happy.
Yeah, no, we're really happy. It was honestly quite unexpected. But yeah, felt quite good today, so quite happy with that.
Tell us about your preparation coming to the race, racing with Frances, who of course is, a real class athlete, but has been away from the bike for a little while.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely grateful that I'm able to race with her. Like, it's great to learn from her, and yeah, she has so much experience, so I'm very happy.
What's your favorite part of the Cape Pioneer so far?
It's very hard to say. At the moment, it's just, riding with Frances, because as I said, I'm enjoying learning from her. So yeah, it's going to help me in the future, so quite happy with it.
And talking about the future, looking ahead to tomorrow and the Swartberg Pass, what are your thoughts there? You reckon you're going to be able to dice it out and maybe be a little bit closer to the Safari Essence team tomorrow?
Yeah, there's always the hope. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Frances, tell us about coming back to stage racing after, taking a break for pregnancy and being a mom. It's a very different experience.
Yes, it's quite a shock to the system. The first 2 days, I was suffering so much. Rachel really had to look after me. But yeah, I think I found the switch today. So yeah, a really good day for us. But yeah, it's been a long road back. But I feel like I'm slowly getting back to where I want to be.
A different set of priorities now as well, maybe mountain biking in a little bit different perspective.
Yeah, I'm fully focused on mountain biking now. I do the odd gravel race, but yeah, I really want to get back into the stage racing thing. And Pioneer is a nice one to kick things off with. It's one of my my longest stage race as well. So yeah, threw myself into the deep end, but yeah, it's good to be here.
and how have you enjoyed the riding?
The first 2 days I really suffered. Beautiful, beautiful roads and views and everything. I had some time to look at the views because I was going slowly. But yeah, I really liked today's stage. Me and Rachel both come from a road background, so yeah, we love the open roads and powerful climbing.
And then looking forward to tomorrow and the Swartberg Pass.
Yeah, I'm quite nervous. Hopefully we can repeat what we did today. But yeah, we just take it one day at a time.
Sarah, you guys had an interesting stage today. Before we get to the real interesting part, tell us about the opening stages and you guys again working well with Vera and Sam.
Yeah, it's been so fun having two efficient Infinity teams. I'm so grateful for the four of us. I think there's just such a beautiful camaraderie and we really lift each other up every single day, even on the hard stages.
And you really sent it down that first descent. You were like well off the front of them there.
Yeah. We played every tactic we had today in the book and it was working until it didn't. And I just said to Steph, halfway through the stage, if we didn't try, we would never know, and you just got to try and put it all out there. And one day it's going to stick. And so we are enjoying practicing, even if it does lead to a couple blows every now and then.
Tell us about that fall.
Yeah, so we were in a really good pace line and before I even say anything, I blame the banana, okay? Steph decided it was the perfect time to eat, but it was not. The terrain got really, really bumpy. And before you know it, when you're in a train of girls, her front wheel knocked against a rock, and I kid you not, the bike flipped right over. All I could see was cassette. I ducked, and it was just straight over the handlebars. Steph was practically on the ground within seconds. And I'm just grateful we didn't take anyone else out in the group because, even though we were climbing and we were going relatively slow, we don't want to pile up, And so all the girls were really respectful. She was up within a millisecond. I really respect how hard she is. She got back up. We carried on going. But after the adrenaline wears off, after the sugar wears off, you do start to get that feeling of like, oh, what just happened? And so I'm really proud of her for just getting through today's stage.
Still third place overall after a tough day. A lot to race for still. And Swartberg Pass is going to be decisive tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. It's the beautiful thing of stage racing, right? Like you might have one really bad day, but it's not all lost. So I'm looking forward to trying again tomorrow. We got 2 more days, so let's see if we can get some magic going.
Stage 4 was the Queen stage, was the Queen stage, was the Queen stage of this year's race. It's finishing atop the Swartberg Pass. Getting there is a challenge in and of itself. And though a big group kind of formed in the men's race with 6 teams in it at one stage, it split up after the 60-kilometer mark again in Kloof, where it started to get rough. And that's unfortunately where Michael Foster had his second catastrophic puncture of the race. They'd lost over an hour on stage 1. They lost 2 hours on stage 4. Fixing the puncture. Once again, Jade and Tolo had to go up to the water point at Kobusachat and then come back down to get a tire, to get a wheel to Michael so he could carry on racing. On the slopes of Swartberg Pass itself, Mark Pritson went on the offensive. He split that group down further so that it ended up with Insect Science chasing in third. A little bit further back down there was Summer Place Racing, the second Imbuco Chemchamp team of Oudtshoorn and Rudy Kuhn, as well as Chinolo Racing, who were also in sort of that battle for the minor places in the top 5 really, because Insect Science were well up the road from that battle. At the front, Honeycomb 226s and Toyota Impuco Specialized Chemchamp dicing it out for victory. They let Mark do the work until Scallum Dry with 3 kilometers to go. Then Tristan and Travis accelerated off the front of that little group. Vessel Buerta took over, tried to close the gap, was unable to do so. but did keep the gap very close. They were within sight the whole way. The gap never grew to more than 30 seconds, and in fact, it was sort of hovered around the 8 to 10 second mark for a kilometer or so, and then went out very, very slowly till Travis Stedman and Tristan Nortje crossed the line to take the victory, add another 24 seconds to their overall buffer, which took the buffer back up to 4 minutes. It had been 4 minutes and 6 seconds after stage 1, and then 4 minutes after stage 4. Mark Pritson and Wessel Botha were second on the day, ahead of Arno du Toit and Keagan Bontekoning in third. Then the summer place racing team of Herman Fourie and Ignatius de Preer were fourth, with Chinolo Waste taking fifth place on the stage, but Absolute Motion taking fifth place on the stage. Forgot completely about them. Tabiso and Tane Rudling, Tabiso Zindala and Tane Rudling taking fifth place on the stage, ahead of those other teams, Chinolo Racing and Mbuko Kemchamp. So that stage kind of cemented the top three entirely then on the general classification. Though still going into the final day, there was hope. Though Mark Pritson and Wessel Botha knew that their only hope really would be punctured or mechanical for Tristan and Travis. So you don't want to wish that on anybody either. But yeah, nonetheless, still a little bit faint hope there going into the last day. We spoke to the riders on top of the mountain, and we started off with the men in yellow who had won the stage, Travis Stedman and Tristan Nortje, then Mark Pritson and Wessel Botha, and finally to Arno du Toit and Keagan Bontekoning.
Travis, tell us about Swartberg Pass. What was it like going up there?
Yeah, it was really cool. The guys set a nice pace from the bottom and kind of felt steady until like 3Ks to go, and then just tried our luck there and tried to up the pace a little bit and just keep it quite consistent to the end. And yeah, really happy to get a bit more time on the GC and yeah, get to go in tomorrow with a bit of a bigger lead.
And then this is South Africa's only summit finish in mountain biking. Pretty iconic to win up here as well.
Yeah, that's really cool to kind of think. Coming from the road, thought of myself more as a sprinter, so to be able to finish on top here on a mountaintop finish is quite cool.
Tristan, first part of the stage pretty tactical, broke up a bit and then came back together, but then broke up finally on Swartberg Pass, kind of as expected really.
Yeah, that first 20 or till 30 Ks, it was Wessel and Mark pushed it on all the climbs, and on the technical hard sections, yeah, I think they did quite well there. I'm trying to make us make a mistake or make us hurt, and then it all came back in Villa on a Kloof and it got quite negative till the bottom of the pass, and then I guess it's just who survives the climb, and glad to come on top.
Tough into the headwind as well, wasn't a fast ascent this year.
Let's go close. Sorry, okay.
I don't think it was headwind. I think it was tailwind at the bottom of the riding towards Swartberg from Villa on a Kloof was headwind, but I think the pass was tailwind. But it was quite a nice climb. Weather is nice up here, and I'm glad the wind isn't as bad as always up here.
Mark, what was the plan going into today's stage?
We were going to play it by ear. Where we see an opportunity, we were going to push it. We didn't really know too much about the stage today. Wessel said that, it changed from previous years, so we weren't too sure what to expect. But he did recognize some pieces, and he told me to, get ready and be in front and see if we can push the pace on a couple of climbs. Exactly what we did. Maybe hoping for a mistake from Specialized side, but they were flawless today. And and then on the climb, I had to go from the bottom and just ride a tempo that I can manage all the way to the top, and then hope that they have a little bit of a weaker moment or anything like that. But like I said, they had a really good day today, and they've been riding very strong this tour. So congratulations to them. They deserve this win today.
Another chance tomorrow. So obviously, it will take some bad luck for them to lose this, 4 minutes or so that they have.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of mountain biking. It's never over until you cross the finish line. So, yeah, I mean, tomorrow we try again. Yeah, it's a big lead, but yeah, we never lose hope. We'll keep on trying.
Vessel, this stage is always an iconic one. It tends to be the stage that defines and decides the Cape Pioneer. Do you think that's going to be the case this year?
Yeah, so far it's the front guys have a decent gap. Yeah, we tried everything we could today. But yeah, those two are good climbers and just got the better of us here towards the top. But yeah, I think we can still be very happy with our ride. And tomorrow there's still anything can happen. We've seen punctures before, and yeah, just need a smooth ride, and we'll be guns blazing tomorrow as well.
As we've seen with Pyga, actually, two punctures kind of defining their race. The Cape Pioneer is really rough.
Yeah, no, it's a proper test of the equipment. And yeah, it's not always even taking a bad line. It's just luck. A rock shoots up, can break a rim easily. And yeah, tomorrow we're going to have to be safe and ride smart. And yeah, everything's still to play for, I think.
And you feel you guys left it all out there? You did everything that you could today?
Yeah, I tried to lift the pace through the game reserve part in the start. Just, yeah, we've seen punctures there before. And yeah, afterwards was quite tactical, a lot of headwind. And yeah, up as fast, those other guys are like 10 kgs lighter, so it's always going to be a difficult task to ride away. But yeah, we did everything we could and still very happy with our ride today.
I don't know, you've been up Swartberg Pass, I don't know how many times. It's always tough, eh?
Yes, it's a proper climb. I've bled through my eyeballs. Today was actually one of the most comfortable days we had. Keagan and I were super well matched, and yeah, we just had to set our own pace and consolidate third place.
Are you happy with that, or is it a bittersweet feeling?
Yeah, it is bittersweet. It's kind of hard to keep the motivation up, and also we tried some moves, but we're still not really giving an inch. We tried to get away a little bit, but yeah, it seems like those top two teams are still covering us. So yeah, bittersweet, but we'll still keep on racing our bikes and having a good time.
Keagan, tell us about today's stage. Obviously, the pass is the main feature, but it's pretty difficult to get here as well.
No, yeah, this day is really grueling. You pedal all day. Going through that kloof is really rough, so Vessel put the pace on, split the bunch up quite early on, and then it was a bit of looking at each other all day, and no one really wanted to commit to go. I think everyone knew that this big climb was coming, so yeah, a bit of a looking at each other day, cat and mouse, and nothing really went, so we knew it was going to happen here up the climb.
And then when those light guys started to go, you must know, it's tough to keep up with them.
Yeah, no, it was quite negative at the bottom, a lot more negative than we've ever had it in the past, and then once they started going, they really went, and we just lost the wheel briefly, and then we just rode our own pace, got to the top, and we knew we just had to kind of stay in third and watch for GC, so that's all was our concern.
In the women's race, it was another dominant performance from the team in pink, from the pink first descent jersey wearers, Vera and Samantha Sanders. Again, sort of started it off conservatively, trying to help Sarah and Steph as much as possible. But then when Bianca Hall attacked and started to make things tough, Vera and Sam had to counter. They rode away to stage victory, one on top of the Swartberg Pass at 1,580 meters above sea level, the only mountaintop finish in South African mountain biking. And that pretty much completely cemented, took their buffer to over half an hour over the second place team on the day of Bianca Hall and Danielle Stradom of Safari, Essence Titan Racing, and Sarah Hill and Steph Wohlters were third on the day. We spoke to them all afterwards, starting with the race leaders, Vera and Samantha Sanders, then Bianca Hall and Danielle Stradom, and finally to Sarah Hill and Steph Wohlters.
Vera, first time up Swartberg Pass. Is it everything it's hyped up to be?
It's actually quite a nice climb. The beginning is quite gradual, and then the last 3 kilometers are steep. But I guess I'm used to these mountains from Switzerland and Italy and everywhere I've been. So yeah, it has been quite pleasant.
What's the racing been like in the women's category this week?
Interesting. I think racing with Sam is quite nice because we quite equally matched. So there's no pushing or pulling involved. And if you're the strongest team, I always say it's the easiest. But Bianca's super strong, and unfortunately Danny's not quite up there. But Bianca is helping where she can, and she's in the front. She definitely puts us in the hurt box. And then with our second team with Sarah and Steph riding together, also riding super well. It is nice. We're trying to help them secretly a little bit there where we can, just riding in the wind for them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we also have to do our race.
Sam, tell us about today's stage. Looked like you guys kept it together until the bottom and then kind of just blew it up there.
So I mean, it's quite a long drag to get to, and we're trying to help our second team preserve their position in GC. So try to control the pace and just keep it all together. But there were moments where it got a bit spicy. Bianca's would go to the front and make us all hurt a little bit. But got to the climb and then we put the hammer down and happy to take the win.
It is quite stressful out there. I mean, you guys rode past Tiger, who had another massive puncture. So you are always worried that in those moments where Bianca's drilling at that, something bad could happen.
Of course, you can't ever let you rest on your laurels. You have to always be on it and pay attention to everything that's happening around you. A puncture can cost you. We have like a 20-minute odd lead, but you can lose that in a heartbeat. So yes, always have to be focused and aware of what's going on.
Looking forward to tomorrow, final stage, and then a bit of a celebration.
I'm looking forward to getting to the bottom of Swartberg and eating my roasted cook. And then I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a cool stage and a really cool finish.
Bianca?
Yes.
Pretty iconic to finish on top of a mountain, eh?
Yeah, it's cool when you finish, but now when you've got to sit, it's cold and I want to go home.
What was the climb like?
The whole day you pretty much climb, and then I was pretty broken before the climb, to tell the truth. I burned pretty much all my matches before, and then just sort of hung in for the 10 or so Ks. Yeah.
You happy it's over?
Yeah, I'm happy.
One last day.
One last day. And it's not an easy day. So, for those who think tomorrow's easy, it's not. I remember it being the hardest day. So, we better sleep this afternoon. Steph.
Nell, tell us about today. It sounds like Bianca was trying to hurt everybody, including you today.
No, she was ready to rumble today, and but I didn't have the freshest legs in the start, so just try to kind of hang on to the group, and she managed to push me into it every now and then if I would fall off. But at the end of the day, I could find at least a decent rhythm that could keep us going, and unfortunately I got a bad sidewall cut, so we had to do a quick puncture fix, and then also had to actually change wheels because it was going flat again at the second water point, or the first water point, sorry. So it's been a lot of chasing today, and I knew I had to kind of keep a few matches left over for this last little bugger behind me, but thankfully I had just enough to get over the mountain, and B was helping me all the way. So good day.
You must be looking forward to the final stage tomorrow.
Very much so. Now I'm looking forward to it. It's a little bit shorter, but it's still going to be a toughie. I remember it from last year, if it is somewhat similar. But it's been, this is really an awesome finish, so I don't think the finish would be able to top this. But I know finishing the whole event as a whole will be awesome.
Sarah, can you tell us about this week? It's obviously, there's been some highs, there's been some lows, but that's mountain biking for you.
Yeah, that's stage racing for you, and South African stage racing, to be more specific. These last 5 days, these last 4 days have been really exciting, and it's just the terrain changes every single day, so you never know what to expect. And also then the body, you have ups and downs. You wake up feeling one way, but then you can ride yourself into the stage. In the beginning of today's stage, a huge thorn went straight through my tire, and I was like, No, because our poor little team, we just want to have one day without something big happening. But luckily, I had my samurai sword. I literally swapped the two, and it held for the whole stage. So, yay us.
Looking forward to tomorrow and finishing it off in style.
Yeah, tomorrow is play day. So for those who haven't done Cape Pioneer Trek before, it is a lot of fun. It is quite punchy, but it's very thrilling and exciting. So just get ready for a good finale.
Steph, talk us through today's stage. What was it like out there?
It was, for me, this was the best stage so far, most beautiful. I really enjoyed today's route. It was quite a tactical race. It was really nice. We had a big group for quite a long time, and then it started to split, I think, in the game reserve. We went onto the road, and then we just had a bit of a split off of the front two ladies. And then Sarah was a machine with her pacing, and we just actually probably had one of my best Swartberg days, to be honest. And we had a very kind wind, so thank you, weather gods.
We're going to look back and see your Strava later. You think your personal best up here?
I sure hope so. Definitely felt like my best. So that was really good. After yesterday, I took a bit of a beating, felt it in the night. So I think today was a good one to set up for those last matches that you need for tomorrow's punchy finale.
Going into the final day then, Toyota and Buco Specialized Chem Champs Travis Stedman and Tristan Nortje held a 4-minute advantage over the Honeycomb 226's Wessel Botha and Mark Pritson. In the women's race, Efficient Infinity Insure won. Vera and Samantha Sanders held a 35-minute over Safari Essence Titan Racing's Bianca Horn and Arno du Toit. So, not that much to play for in the women's race. A little bit to play for in the men's, but the wild card in the men's race was the Paga Eurosteel team of Michael Foster and Jaden Tullow. Everybody kind of knew that they were going to go on the attack, and go on the attack they did. Jaden rode off the front on a flatter section, got a little bit of a gap up the road, and then Michael bridged across to him. They then went on a tear, stayed away for 50 kilometers to win the final stage, which was just 60 kilometers long, 1,150 meters of climbing. On paper, the easiest day of the race, but riding in Chandelier is never easy. It's always rocky, it's always rough. You always got to watch out for punctures. And they stayed away, kept away, and managed to win the final stage by 3 minutes, I believe. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. 3 minutes and 8 seconds. They won the final stage by a little bit of redemption there for Paga Eurosteel after a difficult week with punctures for Michael Foster. The Honeycomb 226s and Toyota and Buco Specialized Chem Champ raced that final stage together. Mark tried to move early on, try to put the men in yellow under pressure, but after the first climb, Tristan Nortje came to the front and then just controlled the pace. Set too tough a pace to that Honeycomb couldn't attack. After that, just kept it consistent to help Travis through. And they rode home together. Wessel Botha and Mark Pritson taking their second place of the race. The only time they didn't finish second was on stage 3 when they won the stage, every other stage second. So remarkably consistent riding from those two. But unfortunately, the only prize for consistency was second in their case. Travis Stedman, Tristan Nortje finished the day in third, just behind, as they sat up to celebrate the overall victory. And crowned champions of the 2025 Momentum Medical Scheme Cape Pioneer, presented by Biogen. After the race was over, we spoke to all the key protagonists in the men's race, including the stage winners, the men who finished up in yellow, take home the trophy, Honeycomb 226s who were second overall, and of course to the third place team in the race. In six silence is Arno du Toit and Keagan Bontekoning.
Mark, another day where you guys came close, but another second place, unfortunately, for handicap 2 to 6.
Yeah, I think that's been the story of our race so far. Second place is all we could do in this race so far. So far, I mean, that's all we could do. Congratulations to Travis and Tristan. They just rode a really, really good race. Today we tried again on the first climb, but I mean, they took control of the race and there wasn't much we could do about it. And they deserve the victory.
Been tight racing for the most part, well, apart from those, that one half an hour section on stage one. And other than that, it's been tight and good, fair, clean racing as well.
Yeah, I think on that front, I mean, they're my 4 days before the race, taking off the bike for the injury that I had didn't do me any good. I mean, that little bit of not a great build-up cost me at the end of the day, or cost us at the end of the day. So, I mean, but that's part of cycling, injuries are part of the sport. And, we move forward from this one and we just build on this and hopefully it comes together towards the end of the year again.
Got some big races to look forward to towards the end of the year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got 947 coming up and then Wines to Wales. So, I mean, big races still coming up and I think the form is good and I think, we can expect good things coming forward.
I know another tough day out there in the Karoo today. It's a tough one to reflect on. Third place overall, fourth place on the stage. What do you take from this year's Cape Pioneer?
Yeah, this morning I asked Keagan what the plan is and he just kind of laughed at me and he's like, plan? And he was feeling a bit grumpy and we kind of thought the first priority would be to just consolidate that third place. And so we were keeping a close eye on Harris and Ines and I think that was the main goal for us. When the guys went up the first climb, it was really tough and the gap kind of opened and I just kept it consistent from there on. And around the halfway mark, we kind of played a bit with Stedman and Ines and opened a can of kopwurms there for Harris. And from there on, we were kind of safe and just rode it to the end.
And happy, indifferent. What's the feeling?
Yeah, we were saying now, Keagan and I have done, I think it's 3 third places, a second and a first last year, obviously. So we've been on the podium every year we've done this. I think if you can finish this event in one piece and still be on the podium, it's a really good one, especially considering the talent and the depth we had here this year. So those first 2 teams were really flying and unfortunate for Paiga, but that's how it goes in mountain biking. And we also obviously had our ride saved by our Kings of Neon Academy riders. So again, a big thank you to them.
South African mountain biking then in pretty good shape at the moment and some strong youngsters coming through as well.
No, for sure. It's really good to see and it's really inspiring to see how dedicated these youngsters are, and they're really lifting the level, and it's getting super hard to compete with them. But it's super good for the sport, and it's really good to see.
Kicks, reflecting on the week, obviously coming in as defending champion, you've got big aspirations, but things just didn't quite go your way. But still happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, for sure. Still happy with third to be on the podium and. The level that these guys are bringing to racing in South Africa at the moment is really high and it's really world class. So to walk away with third, we're still happy with that. I don't think it was our worst performance, but definitely not our best. But it was really, really hard to match Mbuko and Honeycomb. So still happy with third.
And, for the team, for yourselves as individuals, riders, How do you reflect on that and keep yourselves motivated over a tough week like this?
Yeah, no, I think to come third is more motivating than to win because got something to strive for to get stronger and be better. And they're setting a really high bar at the moment, and I think it has been lifting the level in the country. So definitely motivating to come back stronger.
You're looking at the numbers, and you can see the level going up, and you know what you got to do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Arno and I didn't feel like we were riding really well. But if you look at the numbers and the segments, it's actually the fastest we've ever been. And I think it's our 5th Pioneer together. So it just shows that the level is really, really high.
Vessel, 4 second places in that stage victory at the Cape Pioneer this year. sort of bittersweet. You guys, went all in, but that stage one when Mark struggled was kind of the deciding factor, really.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of positives to take away. It's probably the closest battle we've had for a win year. Every day has been a ding-dong fight. And yeah, like you said, that stage one sort of cost us the race a bit. But yeah, I think it's still, the level is super high and I'm still happy with our second place.
Happy with how you raced today as well. There weren't a lot of opportunities, so not much between the two teams. Yeah, try to put pressure, but couldn't quite track them.
Yeah, Mark made the first climb quite hard, and then from there on, Tristan just controlled the pace, kept it nice and hard, and all the climbs easy on the descents, and yeah, there's not much between the two teams, so yeah, just a ride into the finish, and yeah, happy with the race to be over now.
Celebrating tonight?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, season's getting a bit long, so yeah, have to celebrate a bit.
Travis, tell us how you're feeling coming into the last stage. So it's been a tough week, and been a bit, physically grueling all body, not just the legs.
Yeah, today was a bit of a stressful one. We knew that it was probably the hardest one on the body and had to kind of manage the bike because didn't want to get any punctures on the last day and cause any extra stress. But yeah, I felt good as the days went on and actually felt like I got better during the race. So yeah, really happy to finish it off today with Tristan.
Feeling more and more comfortable then on the mountain bike and on the really rocky and rough terrain.
Yeah, it took some time to kind of get used to the terrain here. Coming into it, I thought it was a lot more gravel roads and yeah, easier on the body. So after day one, I was quite a shock to the system, but yeah, I really enjoyed it and excited to come back again.
And obviously you must be thrilled to take the victory, take home the yellow jerseys.
Yeah, this year I've managed to get a few wins, but yeah, one of the stage races are something that you always want to kind of go for. So really happy to take finally a stage, or not a stage win, but yeah, one of these stage race wins.
And then big plans for next year, big things happening with the team as well. We'll be seeing you a new kit come atop and punctured.
Yeah, definitely. Big change for next year. So yeah, going to be exciting to show everyone what's the plan for next year.
Tristan, after Keagan got away, were you pretty happy with that situation, or were you guys, thinking a stage when a last stage would be good today?
Yeah, no, I actually told the team yesterday Keagan would probably attack today and go for the stage win because they've had an easy day yesterday. So yeah, and they're not on GC, so we are planning on if they go, we just leave them. We don't have to chase them. So yeah, we were happy with the time we had on GC. So we just left them, and then yeah, I just sat on the front and rode a steady hard pace, so no one could attack. And yeah, happy with that.
Still wasn't an easy final day, like you said. You rode hard, and Mark and Vessel kept you honest there all day as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think riding chandelier from the front is better than sitting in a group at the back. So yeah, I just made sure I'm literally at the front the whole race. So yeah, I made it hard on the climb so no one could attack, and then super easy on the descents and just tempo on the flats. So yeah, happy with how me and Travis rode this week, and finally glad to have one pioneer.
As you say, one pioneer, now you've won the Frankfurt Trek. Next up, atop.
Yeah, I haven't won atop, but hopefully one day. And yeah, glad I could win pioneer. It's always a special race, and since I'm been started cycling, it was a big race for me. So yeah, finally happy to do it.
Tell us about growing up with George, Pioneer being a race that goes through George quite often. That obviously adds to it. It's the race your dad's done too.
Yeah, Pioneer, as you said, always started in George and then Mossel Bay. I think the first one I've ever watched, there was a prologue in somewhere here in Oudtshoorn, and yeah, there was quite a lot of European teams and big guns. So yeah, it was always a special race for me to come and watch with my dad. So yeah, now finally winning it is always a dream come true.
Michael, today the plan came together perfectly.
Yeah, Jaden said he's going to go in the flat somewhere, and the guys seemed to let him go quite easily. And then, when I decided to go, kind of when the hills started coming, when it starts getting steep, then I can drop the gas. So, yeah, I kind of waited for Jaden to get a bit of a gap, and then I try to bridge the gap. The guys tried to block me off at one point. I had to go back and around them. So, but a good day. Plan worked.
once you got away, you guys worked hard together and pulled open a nice little buffer about 2 minutes towards the end.
Yeah, we weren't too sure what the gap was. We could just see them, every now and again. But yeah, we went quite hard. I went round the bush and acacia thorn went through one of my gels. I thought Jaden was vomiting on me from the behind. We were going quite hard, but luckily that didn't happen. But yeah, it's just a funny story. And yeah.
How do you reflect on this week? Obviously, your GC was put to an end before it really started with that puncture on stage 1. Another bad puncture on stage 4 yesterday, just when you were starting to sort of chip back away at maybe looking at a top 5 placing. So, it's 2 stage wins, but then also completely out of the GC.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 stage wins kind of bring some positives out of the race. It was really not what we were here for. We were here for the win, here to show the guys what we're capable of. I've had probably the most bad luck I've had this whole year. For the last 2 weeks at World Champs as well. I came straight from there to here. So pretty good to get the stage wins at least and get a good performance out on some of the days.
Some good performances to come though later on in the year. You guys strong legs and looking to make good on that form.
Yeah, I think for the team, once the Wales is going to be a big focus. We haven't done so well in the stage races. There's always been a problem. Sonny's probably been our best result so far. So we're looking forward to getting a proper race result and showing everyone what we can really do.
In the women's race, Vera, Laza and Samantha Sanders really went for it. They put the hammer down early on, tried to put some pressure on the other teams and just stretch their own legs for what they expect to be more ferocious racing coming up at the end of October when they take on what's likely to be the 2-time defending champions of F&B Wines to Wales, the Chardonnay race, the women's race, Candice Lill and Tyler Jacobs, who just won her first World Cup as well in the short course in Lake Placid in the States. So taking on form riders there, and they will need to be at their very best if they want to beat Candice and Tyler. So Vera and Samantha and Sam really went for it on the final stage, won the day by 7 minutes, took their overall advantage to over 40 minutes. So a really commanding victory there. Second place on the day went to Danielle Stradom and Bianca Hall of Safari Essence Titan Racing. And then third on the day was Absolute Motion ahead of the Efficient Infinity Insure 2 team. After the race was over, we spoke to the victors, to Vera Laza and Samantha Sanders, to Danielle du Toit of Safari Essence Titan Racing about their second place, and then, of course, to Sarah Hill and Steph Wohlters, who finished in third.
Vera, good last day. You guys really went for it. Opened the legs up and put the hammer down.
Yeah, I think it was a cool day to get away because there were not that many open roads, lots of up and down. So we said we'll see what we can do and what the legs still have in them.
And happy with the performance today then?
Yeah, I'm very happy, and it's been a pleasure racing with Sam all week, and I'm excited for the next upcoming races we'll still be doing together.
You happy, obviously, with how everything has gone this week? You spent some time looking after teammates as well, trying to get secure podium spots for Efficient Infinity, Insure. But also 5 wins from 5, can't go much better. No issues either, really.
Yeah, we had no issues, no big issues, one little mechanical, but that's part of it. But yes, it's been an amazing week with Sarah, Steph, Sam and myself, and then having Teresa and Udo here to support us. I always say it's like a holiday. You get treated so well, you get coffee in bed, you have good food, you get to race your bike, it's just all of it, nice vibe at this race. It's been absolutely amazing week.
Sam, a really good day for yourself and Vera today.
Yeah, very cool. We actually decided we were just gonna hoist some millies today and go for it. So it was super cool. Stretched the legs a bit, and won the stage, won overall, and really grateful. We had a super team behind us. Teresa and Udo were just amazing. You know, you don't have to ask for anything. Everything just gets done, and that really makes a world of difference.
That's about that side of the stage race. So obviously recovery is almost as important as the riding part, and having that team set up to look after you like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to race flat out, you don't have to have it, but it makes life a heck of a lot easier. And just to have the knowing that you have the support, knowing that you have your team at the water points, you know, it takes things out of the equation that you don't have to manage and think of, so you can truly focus on the job at hand.
And it's not your first victory here at the Cape Pioneer. So it's a special one to win, and one you obviously enjoy, a race that you enjoy and conditions that you enjoy.
I love Pioneer, I love Atta, I love the rough terrain, and rode with Vera this year, which was truly a pleasure. She's just super strong, super professional, so experienced, and it just makes it easy to race with someone like that. And I just, all in all, I'm very grateful and happy, and gonna enjoy the celebrations tonight.
Danielle, second place again today. A good week and a good final day.
Yeah, no, it was Seamus, thanks. The week started off a little bit rough for me, but it feels like the legs with every day started getting better and better. So, I mean, you do get tired as the week goes on because it's a few hard days that you got in the legs, but I'm happy to say that today I felt the closest to what I'm supposed to be feeling, and that's a really good thing.
It's getting closer and closer to Vera and Sam there.
I don't know quite about that yet, but no, the sensations were good, and I mean those two ladies are next level. But no, they must watch their backs for the next race, that's for sure. But chuffed for them in their first place. It's very well deserved, and very chuffed with our second place because we worked very hard for it.
What was it like out there in Chandelier today?
Tough. It's a tough day. It's basically working the whole day, up and then down and then up and then down, but it's also beautiful. The terrain, it's proper raw Karoo type of vibes, and very rocky. Luckily no punctures this time, and but the heat was also proper. Luckily my teammate Bianca managed to grab me a bottle full of water, and that saved me. So but no, it was a good day in Chandelier.
You're looking forward to the after party tonight?
Yes, if I'm able to stay awake, definitely. But no, I'm looking forward to it, and I like the new venue. It's pretty cool, and I think it's going to be good vibes.
Sarah, reflect on the week for us. It's, obviously, it started out really well. Had a little bit of a dip midweek with Steph's crash.
Yeah.
But then you must be happy with how it all has wrapped up.
I'm so happy. I think we came in knowing that we were fighting for the podium, and we weren't sure if it was going to be second or third. And I had a feeling that if the stars aligned, we could have got second, and it was so cool fighting for it. We really joined in as a squad. We had our A team supporting us whenever they could, but we couldn't quite hold on. And there's no hard feelings. Like, it's the strongest team that is going to get through to the finish first. And so today was actually quite a celebration. We wanted to make sure that we got through safely. We were fourth on the stage, but retained our third pretty easily. And we finished with smiles, which is such a cool thing.
Cape Pioneer is a pretty honest race. There's nowhere to hide. It really attests you, not just in terms of your cardiovascular fitness, but your whole body, your bike handling, everything to get through.
And it tests how much heat training you've done too, because it's quite hot out there. I think in the beginning, it is quite technical. It's a really hard start this year, but I love it. I love having that stage first, kind of get it out the way. And then you really got to have some good diesel engine legs, because you pedal a lot of the kilometers at Cape Pioneer. But when you think about the actual Pioneer route, it gives you a lot more purpose to why you're pedaling here. I mean, it's amazing how those guys trekked pretty much from George all the way through up to Oudtshoorn and beyond. So very cool to be able to ride this.
Then tell us about today's stage. You know, that climb pretty early on after the neutral zone kind of split things up, and then it was every woman for themselves, really.
Yeah, this is a very punchy stage, and I think age also showed. We had the youngsters who were really flying today. They have quite punchy legs. Frances and her partner rode so well today, and we saw Lillian and Carlise right behind us too, so they kept us very honest. Cycling is a very humbling sport, so luckily with stage racing, if you play it right, you can finish with no pressure. But if you don't, then there's always a race within a race. So today I was wondering, was it going to be a race within a race? But we managed to hang in there.
Steph, what do you want to tell us?
I want to tell you that Efficient Infinity this week was just the best team ever. I had the most amazing time. We've got an amazing support crew with us. And just what a privilege to ride with these wonderful, inspirational and admirable ladies. Thank you to everyone. And thank you to Dryland for the most stunning event. It was rough, it was tough, and I'm very glad that it's over.
Steph, you've come from being a privateer to being part of a team. What's that difference like?
Chalk and cheese difference. You definitely learn so much just from the experience in the team. I mean, the years these ladies have been racing, there's no substitute for that. And just having the support, so it makes a big difference out on the route to have a friendly face. Someone handing you your bottles, meeting you at the end, just helping with recovery. It's just such a special feeling and camaraderie. So that also just adds to the whole experience.
The women's field is like a pretty tight-knit group as well. A lot of you have raced together. You race together, you race against each other.
Yeah.
All sort of get mixed up.
It's awesome at the moment. There's so many strong ladies. It's, I think I've started racing 2022. Cape Pioneer was my first ladies race, first UCI race, first 7-day stage race. The bug bit. And since then, the ladies field has just grown. There's young talent coming in, and I think we all just actually spur each other on. And everyone is genuinely happy for each other, which is really awesome.
When it was all said and done, the 2025 edition of the Cape Pioneer was a great race. Men's race in particular, very, very exciting. 3 different stage winners over the 5 days. It looked like after stage 2 that the momentum was kind of shifting Honeycomb's way, but it wasn't to be on stage 3. Travis and Tristan reaffirmed that they were in fine form. Kind of came down to that the time Mark Pritson had spent off the bike and his issue with a bit of a saddle sore before the race, and the time they lost on stage 1 ended up being the pivotal time. That's kind of interesting that stage one ended up being the most important day of the race. The final general classification standings were Toyota Mbuko Specialized Chem Champ, Travis Stedman and Tristan Nortje, ahead of Honeycomb 226's Wessel Botha and Mark Pritson, 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Insect Science's Arno du Toit and Keagan Bontekoning were third, 30 minutes 53 down, ahead of Summer Place Racing, Ignatius de Pre and Herman Free at 38 minutes and 30 seconds. And then Mbuko Chem Champ, as Rudy Kuhn and Loert Goosen survived a final day puncture to finish 5th at 56 minutes and 43 seconds back. In the women's race, the final GC was Vera and Samantha Sanders of Efficient Infinity Insure 1, ahead of Bianca Hoare and Arno du Toit of Safari Essence Titan Racing, 42 minutes 26 ahead, so a real commanding victory. Sarah Hill, Steph Wohlters, Efficient Infinity and Sure 2 were an hour and 2 minutes down on the winners, but 40 odd minutes ahead of Fortress Real Estate Investments' Ida Stowe and Chloe Bishop. Chloe having another good stage race performance, and definitely someone who's developing into a very capable stage racer in that sort of that women's group behind the true elite racers. Summer Sky Racing's Lillian Barber and Collie Skeppers were fifth. They were just over 2 hours down on the race winners, and Absolute Motions, Francis Janssen van Rensburg and Rachel Seaman were sixth, a little bit further back. And that is that from the 2025 Momentum Medical Scheme Cape Pioneer. Sorry I failed in getting daily podcasts out. So there's definitely some things to learn and take away from trying to double up or triple up and do the live socials and write press releases and do podcasts. I don't think all three are possible. So yeah, we'll need to make some changes to that to see how we can do that at Wines to Wales and at the 2026 events. So yeah, stay tuned for how I figure it out slowly but surely. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, cheers.